think this video is perfect exactly the way it is. No, really.
I think I burped.
So what? In the future. I think I burped in the future. Journey. Bye, gang! No rule.
We have a guest.
No rules.
We have a guest appearance.
Yeah. Thank you, folks, for protecting us. That wasn't so bad, right? Wow. You want a course you like?
Jesse James Real Estate.
Jesse James real estate. We could be Jesse James. And
No rules, just Jesus.
no rules, just Jesus. Magdalena,
What?
we're trying to get to a point here.
Okay, so get to your point.
We are on our way to nowhere. We're basically on our way to, how did you call it? Miles Davis? Lake Miles?
Marble Lake.
Marble Lake?
Something like that, yeah.
Marbles Lake? Marble Falls.
Marble Falls.
Marble Falls Lake or something.
There's a
But it's
lake.
actually not the point because we are just driving. Because that is the point. We decided to go on a little drive to shoot this video, to talk to each other. Because basically that's the plan. But we will get to it. The plan is to just drive all over the United States together because we love doing it more than anything else in the planet. Right?
Yeah.
But we'll get to it. We're trying to get there from the beginning.
Let's talk about where we are now and why we're here. Right? That was the question.
Where we are now, yeah, which is not really like location-wise, right? Like it's also location, but
In our progress, in our monitoring progress, in our growth, in our journey.
Okay, you speak. Where are we now?
We are in Austin. No, we're not. We're in Round Rock. Already failed.
It's not this type of question. We're staying in Round Rock in a thing that happens to be our house.
Yeah.
Okay, what brought us here? So we live in Round Rock, right?
We do.
We live in a house, right?
We live in the guest house.
Which is a new thing.
Yeah.
We never lived in a house. And to be honest, we're not fond living in a house.
We are not.
We are not fond of?
I don't know. We don't love it.
We don't love it. We kind of wish to be in an apartment
In a
again.
nice apartment.
But it will take time.
Yeah.
Because while we're in a house, we're Airbnb the house.
We bought a house to Airbnb it.
So we live in Round Rock, we live in a house, we're Airbnb the house, we're house hacking by living in the back of the house in a little casita. And this is working really well for us. And it's something very new for us to do, this kind of move.
We work 9 to 5 jobs.
Small.
We work 9 to 5 jobs. We're not so thrilled about it.
We hate it.
To say the least.
We hate it. To say the least. To say the least?
To say the least, yeah.
We hate it, to say the least.
We want to get out of it, not just because we
hate it.
We hate it, just because it's
sucks.
It's a waste of time and
we hate
energy.
No, we got to yes. We are working 9 to 5 jobs, but
forever.
Since ever, forever.
As most people, I guess.
As most people, but also not in a thing that is kind of like a career for us, not in something that is interesting for us, not in something that we see as a profession. We kind of didn't get to something. We didn't get to get this, but no one stopped us from getting this. Like I was, we have degrees and all of this stuff. Just one degree each. But and we did work. We work in things that could be
could
called,
take us somewhere.
could be a career, could
Yeah.
be called something, but it's just not our interest. It's just not something that we like doing.
I don't think for you it's not your interest. For me, I don't think I was ever like ambitious enough to get anywhere out of the basic position that I was in. Like,
So yeah, so what I think is just we shouldn't call it as you were not ambitious enough. Maybe it was just not your like when we started working on the Airbnb and making it happen, you were ambitious enough, right? So it's not
yeah, but
like,
about this, I wasn't ambitious enough. Like I didn't care enough to.
okay, about this, it's very different. Like I wouldn't call you a not ambitious person. That's
No,
what
but,
we're also.
but I don't think I'm not an ambitious person. I don't think I think I'm not an ambitious person when it comes to working in, climbing a corporate ladder in.
Or getting like, describing yourself as what you're doing between 9 to 5, and then from this to start like getting better.
Like I
at
feel like
this.
saying that it's not my thing. It's like giving yourself kind of an excuse, like because I would want to make better money, and I think at some points I wanted to like be in like the better position in these jobs, but I didn't have enough like. I don't know if it was laziness or like ambitious. Yeah, like I was just like, okay, I'll just stay here because that's comfortable.
But when I'm trying to say that it's not your thing, it's not to give you a slack. It's
But I feel like that's what it's doing. Like that's cutting.
But no, because you're not really giving yourself a slack. We're actually, for many years, we're kind of just feeling bad, like why we're not moving anywhere, why we're not getting anywhere with these, jobs.
Wow, this is so beautiful.
Yeah, it is nice. And it's all green.
Yeah.
We're on the top of a broccoli. That's what my realization of this time is, that we were not connected enough or brave or courageous enough to say, no, I'm not the 9 to 5 person. I have to be my own boss and to do what it takes to create this, start a business, even be a freelancer, even though that's probably not a good idea, but just but instead we were in a way lazy and unambitious, and kind of we went with what is safe and what we seemed like we are supposed to do. It's almost like if you find a job, you already made it. You're good enough. You can at least that's how we were raised, in a sense.
Yeah. But also why? Because for me now I'm thinking, for up until just now recently, this is the only way to live. You get this job and you work it, so you have money. So what was my point?
Why, if that's the only way,
exactly,
why you didn't do it?
Exactly. So why was it trying to get better at it?
Because you also because you did just do it and going.
But I suffered at it, and I was embarrassed by my position and what I still am, what I'm doing.
So that's what I was kind of getting
that's
to.
That's lack of ambition to want to.
So that's what I think. What my point earlier, we were talking about values, was this is it was this connection with what are your values and how important are these to to take serious. Meaning you are in the job, so basically you already did what you're supposed to do. You could pay the rent, right? You could feed yourself.
Barely,
Yeah, barely, is only because you met me and we were spending kind of getting to know me and my culture and my family's culture. So we're spending more than we have, and you didn't take this away from me. You allowed me to keep living the way that I know how to live, and you joined me in this, in a sense. But in a lot of times you would spend even less on yourself because you knew that I will spend way more than we can. How do you say it? Afford. So I feel like it was more from just being something between good and something that is just doesn't want to be in anybody's way of the way they're doing something. It never stopped me from doing my thing, even though you wouldn't do it the same way, like overspending. And you also maybe not coming from a culture of like fighting for your
Ambitious people.
yeah, but that's just focusing on saying something about yourself that you're not. What you are, and what you missed maybe. Because like, I'm not sure you're not ambitious. In the end of being ambitious, it is something that you are or not or this, but it's also sometimes you're not aligned with what you want to do and the courage of doing it, or how important it is for you to do your thing and to be satisfied and fulfilled. That's another thing that doesn't come in your family. You're not like, it's not in first priority to feel fulfilled and happy and joyful, and you're kind of going with just doing the work. You're putting your head down and you're doing the work. If that's how you've seen your parents doing it your entire life, that's what you will learn that is the right way to do, especially as someone that is respectful to his parents and stuff, so, and not questioning it at the time.
Not going against it.
So I would not insist so hard on calling you, because again, there's enough things that we would be ambitious about. This, no matter what, we will not be ambitious about it, because it's just not the way to, I think, at least for me, I don't get why the hell are we doing this. How are we all playing along with coming here every day and pretending that we're doing something so important when it's so important for someone else?
Coming here, you mean to your 9-to-5 job?
You're to work, yeah, and you can call it in a sense ambitious about enough things, and everything when it gets to work or career or profession or this, I'm the opposite of ambitious. I think we are also not to blame the way we are raised, but we could unlearn those things earlier and it will be better for us. But it's kind of a paradox of you learn to just, you need to do the work, and you're scared of risking money and owning business and all of this stuff. So you're in this place that so even if you do not like it, and like you don't have the option of the solution, it's like doesn't exist for you, because like if you do not work from in a paycheck job for someone else, then you will have to do the business yourself. You will need money. So if owning a business is not an option in the way you were programmed, so you're trapped basically, which is, again, no one, it's not about blaming, but it is the way we felt till now, and it took us a moment to realize, like it just took us so long to get the thing, to get it like, oh wait. And also it's even more of a vicious cycle, because if you do not do the finances right, because you do not live anymore in Poland of the 90s or anything like that, or even in the same United States that like
What do you mean Poland in the 90s?
meaning that we do not live where our parents lived in the same times. So it doesn't necessarily work the same way to just do the job. And like back in the days, you could, if you would have a job, you would also, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like different times. We want more from life, but we have like the same tools as like we were raised to have the same tools as
Like
people of different times.
Back then there was, in Poland at least, and I'm also sure here, you get a job and you work it till the end.
Till the end, and you don't really have an option. You're not, you don't think in the same terms of what you want for yourself and what you want to fulfill yourself, and you're just out of communism.
There's different obstacles in life to worry about than that.
We kind of raised to have the same mind on people living in different times. And so we don't like the 9-to-5 job.
but this is where we are. Yeah, we have a house. So getting the house was our first move of like, okay, we're out of this. And we didn't get a house because we wanted to live in the house. We got a house, so it will pay for itself and give us some freedom to do other things. Because now we live
house and to start to do.
Now we live in a tiny guest house, which we love. It's tiny. Not I assume a lot of people would hate to be on such a tiny space with each other.
Or at least it is tiny for anyone to like. We're not exaggerating. It is small.
Yeah. How big is it? I don't know how many square meters, square feet it has.
I think around like 400, 300 something.
No.
Our last one was like 800 at the apartment.
Yeah, you're right.
This is around like less than 400 square feet.
Yeah. The point is, we are now like we're doing this, so now we're living rent-free, mortgage-free because of the move that we did.
So we can finally save money from the paycheck job, from the W.
This is like a base of what we want to do next, which is leave the jobs and travel. So this sort of puts us a step ahead of like
where we were before.
Yeah. We don't have to pay rent now. Once we leave the guest house, we will also rent the guest house, which will give us even more passive income. So this is where we are now. We are.
So we started the Airbnb.
Constantly working on improving it.
But wait, I want to talk also about the fact that we started the Airbnb, and I think through starting to think in those terms, and my YouTube journeys while I'm working, that's basically what I do. I drive myself crazy with what's the next step and how to get to an even more fulfilling life for ourselves. And then also the Airbnb is like it's owning a house, and then you want to buy another house and another house, and then it takes a little longer time, and let's say the process for this to create a situation when we are not going to the 9-to-5 jobs, it will take a long time. So we started thinking of other ways. Like we really want to get ourselves out of this situation of spending our time, first of all, not together, and
because we don't spend enough time together.
Because all the rest of the time and it's not enough, but together, walking together. Also, we met when we walked in the same place, and it was fun. It was fun, and
we want it again.
We want it again 14 years later, and we still want the same thing exactly. But to make things together, to build the things together. And to have a life that is strictly ours, because we also get to it a lot that we are pretty much very like authentic and real in the core, but then because we're kind of like people pleasers or like family pleasers or I don't know, and we're not, maybe we're like also courageous at some things of like moving to a different country. We decide on it and we're just doing it, and we're not going to just talk about it for many years and not do it. We're just going to, if we decide together
there's the look when we
there's
know
the moment
when one will say it and the other one will look, and we know it's going to happen very soon.
And that's the best thing, because then we know, so now it has to happen. And so for this reason, I don't think we are not ambitious or not anything. It's just like we need to do the things, we need to do our thing, and we never had the courage to actually do it. We kind of always try to align ourselves with what we feel like we're supposed to do, with what is safe, with what is the society tells us. And considering that we never seen in our homes basically a business owner or anyone that did anything a little more serious, a little more interesting, creative, and different,
more courageous, like not
courageous with money. So we didn't really see it as an option in a sense, and we're finally getting there. And so we started with Airbnb, which when we started talking about it with our families, they really could not. You could really see the gap, like, or the way they not that we were not thinking the same way just a few months before, but we started reading books and learning things, and
Yeah, the obvious idea is just why would you buy a place for yourself and live there?
or also the obvious thing is to take money and make more money from it, and to invest it, and to
That's not the family's idea. That's our idea.
yeah. When for the family, the obvious idea was to take the money and buy a house and live in the house and pay the mortgage and go to work and pay the mortgage and go to work and pay the mortgage and go to work and pay the. It was a biking of one person.
3.
It was one that was separate, but only one of them was a bike gang
Actually.
of one person. Whoa,
What?
this could be genius.
What?
What if we,
Become a biking?
yes, just the two of us, we start a bike gang, and that will be the entire story of this YouTube thing.
So what, do we need to get bikes? Or
We have to get a motorcycle.
and the sidecars?
So first we need a license, and then we need a motorcycle, and then I guess with the sidecar, I don't want to drive like separate to you, or I want to be with you. It's also it aligns with our dream of riding a motorcycle with a sidecar.
Yeah.
Sidecar, yeah.
It all falls into places.
Everything falls into place. So we are driving around the United States, making making menace,
Wreaking havoc.
wreaking havoc all over the United States with our gang. That the name will be, I don't know.
The triplets.
Uh,
I like it.
the triplets. Alrighty. But then, so we're doing the Airbnb, we're doing the house again, it works well, but we need something faster, and we need more, and maybe I'm starting to think that also the Airbnb might have been a thing that the Airbnb I think really fits to the way we do things.
Why you wanted to say that it's something we did like out of doing the safest thing, this crazy safest
The
thing?
closest thing.
Yeah.
Like we know a good customer service people. We know we're really good at this. We know it will be easy for us. We know we are clean. We did it, in the version of just renting our apartment, and so we kind of saw it was a very safe,
Yeah.
easy, like not like starting a business, learning how to make a business, coming up with the idea. It's like it's already there. There's a platform for you to just, there's a platform for you that you did all the work for you, almost in a sense.
Yeah, you don't have to do much. The biggest thing is like you have
You
to
just
spend
create the
a lot of
product.
money to buy a house.
Yeah, you just need to create a
Yeah.
product and then maintain the product,
Yeah.
which is genius for Airbnb, and it's genius for you. There's many ways of using it for your own sake, and we are doing it, but it was like the quick first idea.
Why now, looking back, you would think twice?
No, not back,
Something
not
like
at all, not at all. No, I think
Because I agree, but it was a great idea. Because look at us, we have a place to live, and we don't have to pay anything for our living situation, and we have a
of
house.
course it's a lovely idea, and also like every journey of becoming an entrepreneur and business starts with doing different things. Not even the stories always says failing this and that many businesses and that. But I think it's like not necessarily failing. It's also it's a place with the cars.
The classic cars, right?
No, I think it's something else.
It's something different. No, it was to the south.
But I think it's not necessarily only failing. It's also starting things and maybe that's not fun. Or even though the Airbnb works well, it's good, but it doesn't fix the situation. It doesn't fix our need for being on the way, on the road.
With just Airbnb, we cannot leave 9 to 5 jobs. Not having any.
No, I think we can live 9 to 5 jobs with just Airbnb.
Not like in a year, like later. It will take longer.
We are not thinking in those terms, because you can start coming up with money and starting and buying 4 houses now somehow by someone is investing and stuff, and then you will have to leave your jobs because it will be a lot of work, and you start creating actual cash flow. I think there is a way. It's definitely a way to get the Airbnb moving way faster. But I think because it's a big house and stuff, it's not yet. I'm not sure. For me, I'm not sure. It's doing the trick, If we will find out how to make money from anywhere, that would be the dream come true for me. Together from anywhere, and that's why we're here. So yeah, through my YouTube journeys, we came up with ideas of starting business, starting that, starting this. But then we thought of okay, if we start a business, we thought of a fashion brand. We thought of tote bags of.
Just take the chip.
So, but then we thought anything. Well, we will have to. Nowadays, if you want to do anything, you probably need to learn also the world of social media content creation and for marketing or for anything. And I think,
and we're such opposite of social media people.
Yeah, which was, I don't know. It's a kind of that's kind of the character we chose for ourselves, to be the people that are not social media, that do not take selfies, that do not take. We're kind of embarrassed about these things, and we're trying to be we're kind of we think we're more cool than that.
Thing,
But that's another thing. We do this, but then we slowly peeling the layers away from us, and we find out that maybe we are this thing, and we just don't dare.
That maybe that's what you have to be today if you want to get anywhere or do anything. Like you said, you want a fashion brand, you want to start any type of business, everything needs to go on social media now.
Yeah, you cannot hide from life, and from what's happening.
If you want to stay in your 9 to 5, then that's perfectly fine. If you don't like to post your personal life on social media, that's perfectly
there's
fine.
many things to do without going on social media.
Yeah.
You can, if you are starting a technology. If you just start a business
I feel
with a
any
big
type
idea.
Of business needs to
but you can just be the founder of a business and slowly down the line to get people to do the social media. What I think again is that we are slowly allowing ourselves to we talked about social media so many times when we got here and with this, but we didn't dare. We didn't dare to do it without the idea of a business or stuff like that. Only when we are, it's we are slowly pulling the tricks on ourselves to get my gang. Okay, so that's so we were living in a way that we just don't want anyone to bother us, and we don't want to bother anyone else. But if you want to be a little more so yeah, you can go. First of all, even with starting a grocery store, you might have more bring more purpose to your life,
your neighbors,
to your neighbors, to your community. So yeah, starting a business, creating content, all of this stuff has to come, and I think also living a good life. Let's say my parents, I don't think they have somewhere written what was their purpose, or but they didn't mind the job or this, because they have their purpose is to just be good to their surroundings, to just be good people, and it fulfills them to be good to everyone around them.
Turn right, turn left. No, yeah.
My point is that okay, we know that we want to be financially free and to travel the world. And we know that the best time for us is to be in a car and see the world going around us and see new places. this cool town that we're passing by just now.
Taking us to the water. And maybe we get out there and like give it a little warm.
For she's
Not like just a little pee and stuff. Gas is cheaper here.
so we know that. And that's the thing, like we love our relationship. Why we're not spreading the love? Because we're scared of it.
Because it's cringy.
It's cringy, but it could be helpful maybe for people if we'll start.
Because it's like, who the hell are we to give a
We just
relationship
enjoy our
advice?
relationship together, right? Are we fooling ourselves when we're saying this?
No. We know we're special.
People
in this
out there
case.
have better and not as good and like different and more difficult and less, but people have more complex relationships. What if we can? What are we most proficient about? Like we are already.
Most what?
What did we ever do for 14 years straight, every day?
We enjoy each other and going to supermarkets together.
Enjoy it and go to what is it? It can be about supermarkets. It can be like you see, but like do we want to show how we do traveling because we like it? That's also a thing. Or we want to show what we think is more interesting to travel to in the like. But we always get to these places that might be recommended and we don't really get what's the deal here.
Yeah.
First of all, if we're so interested in traveling the United States in a car, why should we do about growth and not we should do what a nice chat?
Yeah.
Why shouldn't we do it about traveling in the United States with a car?
What does it mean? What does it entail?
It can be just like a vlog of us
showing the road and like
showing the road in a nice way. Like it also exists in many ways, but how to travel with a van could be another one of those.
Yeah.
Like why are you so interested in growth and like?
I don't know. I feel like traveling in a van. There's so many more of these
But
than
you
anything
are,
else.
but you're still talking about what exists more or less. We're still talking about in terms of what might work or might not. I'm talking what if we do not know what will give us a better chance or less chance to succeed. If we're talking strictly from being the two people that we are, and what we have to give to the world. What we can provide, what value
You're
we
not
can add.
even saying of what we would love to do the most, what would be like the most natural for us and the most fun.
Okay, yeah, that's much
Is
better.
that what you're saying, or is
No.
you saying what would be the value we could give the world? Because those are kind of different.
Yeah, but both can work, or you can find like value to the world in what is the most fun for you. But no, yeah, it's not necessarily the same thing. If you're a
Which one
doctor,
are you looking for now?
I would prefer like the value thing, but it should align with what is fun for us. If we want to do it when we're on the road, it doesn't have to be about the road. But if we want people to be interested in it, if we want people to want it, it should probably be us trying to give value from the bottom of our hearts, you know.
If we're talking about like what would be the easiest, like the most fun for me, it would be just traveling and like, because that would be just shooting our way in our life. Like that, I feel like this would be the most fun and the easiest and the most like natural. Like buying a van and fixing it and shooting this. This would be fun. I don't think this is the same as like the value we can give, because I feel like we could give better value in like, you know, a relationship, I think, or because I don't even see it as
Not only value you can give, value you want to give.
I don't necessarily want to talk about relationship. Like
Okay.
I feel like this is a little weird for
But
me.
okay. You do not want to talk about it. You do not want to talk about it because it's scary for you and weird, or you don't want to like.
Both.
Can you try to think in a way that is like it's hard to think what we want to give when we first think what is awkward.
But I also think like with relationship advice, it would be so weird to put it into words, because we're just enjoying each other, and that's our secret. Like, we're just such a good match that we enjoy doing everything together, and we just want more and more and more. And I don't even like know how we would make videos about it and talk about it. Like,
Maybe you need to do the work.
Yeah, I feel like this will be so much work. Like, seeing.
Yeah,
like,
but you're not looking for something that will be.
I know,
not
but
a
seeing
lot of
like,
work.
but I'm comparing it to like seeing how to make a video about Airbnb or like buying a house. Like, it takes work to make this content and like talk about it. It's not so natural, as opposed to making content about like just vlogging and like showing our journey, you know, in a van around the United States. This feels so much lighter to me and easier and more natural, that this makes me like happy. Like, I think I would be happy making this type of content, but I don't see it as so much of a value to.
But then you're not thinking at all business. You're just thinking what I would like.
Okay, we're just talking about like what. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. What content we would like to make the most versus what gives the most value. Like, I think. Well, the weird car. I would like to make. We're turning right.
Okay, but first of all, if it's all about traveling, you can definitely be a travel vlogger and travel we can even write about it, like things that will give value, and we will have to learn how to do and to do it right. It's not like if you do it, it's easy. It's not easy. If we just shoot, like we tried to shoot a video when we went to Marfa. It's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of work. You need to think of how long it will take, where you want to go, how like the traveling becomes work, which is totally fine. I would also enjoy it a lot, and there's also a lot of learning to do. Anyone that became a travel, journalist or whatever you call them, or travel vlogger or travel YouTuber, or like people before and after, those people we watch in the 90s that would go to a place and will speak to the camera when they're in a market in Turkey. You built it, and I would love being this with you in our style, and also we did talk about it once, that we like the way we build the itinerary of a trip, that sometimes when other people doesn't do it.
Some people do it. Yeah.
Other people do it. We're like, what? That's where you took us, but why?
Yeah.
That's not fun for. I wouldn't say anyone, for us. But like, we can definitely make a travel vlog for people like us. We can make a lot of content around this. And that's my point, kind of. If that's the main interest, so from today and till wherever it will take us, this should be the focus. It can be around like the building the van and getting there and getting ourselves to whatever will be the side will come out of this. Like if it will be motivational for people to see that we are doing our thing. That's just great, but the content should be kind of focused on what we're trying to do here. And you can find value in anything. It's like, all of the businesses in the world have an idea of what value they add to the world, even if they're another tote bag business or.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, good for now. What you would enjoy to do, like let's say, the work of
The actual work
of showing this,
Yeah, I think so. Like
That's
thinking about this versus
It's
sitting
exciting,
down
right?
and doing like research for the Airbnb mistakes, or even the ones we already did. Like, it's so much different. It's such a more like on the go. I don't know why. Like, you are on the go, but you also have to sit, and like you said, you can
It's
make
just interesting to us.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing what I was trying to say in the beginning. It's okay that not everything is interesting to us. It is okay that it's not interesting to us to be a graphic designer, and like graphic design is interesting to me, but not in a way that I would want to learn about it now and teach it to other people. In a way that is, I would love to sit in tons and tons and tons of lectures of people describing me things that, because they are so passionate about it and they created the content for this. Okay, so now if we're getting to the idea or to the fact that it is another one of like a very saturated, can we have a niche within the traveling couples? Because there's plenty of us in the planet. Doesn't mean much because like you are watching specifically the Polish couple. There's a lot of people that enjoy watching people living an exciting life. But is there a niche that we can kind of? I guess we will only learn it. Like I guess it's a good, maybe like it's enough to have the kind of the umbrella idea of we're gonna become the traveler people.
And the niche,
triplets. So gang.
The niche could be.
And wait,
like,
what if we're gonna do it on a motorcycle? We will be a motorcycle gang of 3 or 2.5.
What if?
Like yeah.
What do you mean? What if?
What if this is the niche that we were looking
No,
for?
we're not doing that.
Wow, that would be so cool.
The niche could be like no, not all. Like I don't want to be only this, but like going to these to like seeing the real America and going to these small tiny towns. I don't know how interesting this is for people.
It's if it's interesting for us, all we can do is to try to put it out there in a way that
in these stories?
It might be interesting.
We should walk around here and like knock if there's like any kind of
someone is
sign of life.
Someone is in danger in one of the stores.
So let's get to the lake and let's talk further more till the lake, till this stop, and then we can stop. It's such a good one.
I like it. We're gonna be just another one of these couple travelers. Like, yeah, that's kind of all we want to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, why should we? And that's another thing of the road to simplicity of. Wait, why do I need to want to do anything else?
Yeah.
If that's all I want to do, and what we might find out is that we have to come up with many different ways to make money. That it's not it, because no one will pay us for doing this, and for this to become something that pays for itself also will take a few years. And that's the thing also, you kind of have to start before, like you have to start before it pays you, which is also something I think we would be totally fine doing, like, put the money into this. And especially when we're not looking to like stay in the Venetian.
What's the Venetian? What does it mean?
It's a hotel.
Huh?
We're not planning to like stay in the fancy hotels and stuff like that. We're actually, but we don't really care to like learn more on like how to travel even cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. That's not really our style. And that's why I don't want it to call it to like frugality, because I don't think we're like, our frugality is not frugal. It's just us. Like we kind of just
No, now that we understood, like I just want to let the traveling be however we want to do it, and then just shoot it.
Yeah, live our life in the most, basic way. Like, if tomorrow we will have to do something, like that's what we would choose to do.
Yeah.
Learn how to document it which will be the challenging part. Document it in an interesting, beautiful. Mostly the interesting part will be like, it's just like, you need to learn how to do this stuff, which will also be very exciting for me. That's the part for me, like, to get back to camera. I also had a moment now thinking, like, from the things that I did ever, like, in creativity, the things that I was most passionate about were camera and doing those wedding videos, like I never really did too much with so much passion, because a lot goes to like making a video, because it's sound and this, it's music, it's all of this. And again, like but I never